Yeah, it's tomorrow though.
It is tomorrow.
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
right. We
happy.
gotta get all in Mako's death.
Dude, fuck off right now. I am recording. Stop.
Okay.
I fucking hate you, Jim. Not really, but still. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Hooray, we're back. I've missed us.
So did I.
So last week,
It feels like it's been forever and a day since we've played, but it really
does.
hasn't been.
Well, we played last Monday.
Right.
So it's been a little over a week. It's been a week and 5 days. I'm not counting. Anyway. Anyway, last week, you guys started off in the Burgermeister's house. You guys had dealt with the little attack on the house that Strahd had devised. He even came and knocked on the door and called for somebody named Tatiana.
Yeah, Lana's learning the ways of humans. That's for damn sure.
The next morning, you guys ate. There was a little tiff between Lana and Irina, but got over it. And by afternoon, you guys with Eastmark took the casket that held his father and walked it through town. You all saw people coming out of their homes and bowing their heads and praying and trying to wish their former Burgermeister well in his death. You all get to the church and you find Father Donovich there. You also hear screams coming from what you believed was below the church. And you decide to ignore that until you at least get the former Burgermeister buried. And Sam, you performed last rites on him, and we got him buried, and you guys came back inside the church and started investigating where the screams were coming from. And you found a room that was completely dark, and there was a trap door on the floor that had been chained shut. You guys got it open with Liliana's weird, I'm going to use my short sword to jimmy rig this thing. And it popped open and you guys went downstairs and found Doru. This was after Sam had talked to Father Donovich and had learned about what had happened to his son. After a brief fight, you all defeated Doru. And once again, Sam, you performed last rites and you all brought his body up. And you were going to get ready to bury him. But you got a visit. You got a visit from the devil himself, Strahd von Zarovich. And he got to know all of your names and made a little quip at each of you. But the main reason he was there was to give his condolences to Eastmark and see his Burgermeister off in death. Once that little fun thing was over, especially after he told Lana that her mountain woman would not answer her in his land, you all buried Doru and left Father Donovich in the church. As you all were burying him, you heard the church bell ring, and Sam found Father Donovich hanging from the rope. With one more burial and Strahd's promise of nothing coming to get you guys, you all went back to the Burgermeister's mansion and had a long rest. And the next morning, you all woke up. You had a better night's sleep that night. You had breakfast. Lana decided to make some, we'll call them cheeky remarks, as Irina and Ismark have both joined you on your journey to the next town, which is Vallaki. Sam, you ended up mending all of their weapons and their armor, so they're basically like new now. And that really excited them, and that made them happy to be going on this journey. They were a little upset to leave Nikolai alone, but he was happy to take the role so that way they all knew where their sister was going. As you guys left the village of Barovia and got on the old Svalak road, you were on the road for probably 2 hours, and it's still fairly late morning. So it's still fairly early. And you guys ended up in the path of a dire wolf. Liliana had to stop everyone from, I can't say everyone, had to stop Lana from trying to murder said dire wolf. And then she cast Speak with Animals, and she spoke with this dire wolf who talked about wolf hunters and how its entire pack is dead because of wolf hunters in the area. Liliana basically made this wolf a deal saying, okay, we will help you find these hunters, just help us too. And with a ration and a little bit of persuasion, Liliana received her ranger companion, a dire wolf. That is where we ended our session last week, and this is where we will begin, just after Liliana has gotten her ranger companion.
So Liliana is just over, still over near this direwolf, just petting the hell out of him. Her, him, they.
As I told you last week, I believe, you just have to come up with a name for it. You can decide whether, you could use Speak with Animals again to see if it's male or female. You could, just give it a general neutral name, whatever you want.
I'm gonna name you Boomer.
You see this wolf and it just goes, pfft. It's not sure how to feel about that name.
Well, see, Boomer is a very good name. It means I care about you. Doesn't actually mean that, but to me, it means that.
You watch this wolf, as you're petting it, slowly get up to its feet, and it shakes its whole body. And then it turns and it looks at everyone behind you.
Well, I'm going to, go talk to them, right? You can come with me,
Well, the wolf is in your control now. So you can talk for the wolf now. You can talk for what the wolf is doing now.
Alright, so me and Boomer are going to walk over to the group, and I'm gonna be like, hey, it's alright! I just stick my thumb out. Thumbs up.
Lana quirks an eyebrow and she says, "Are you keeping the mutt?"
Excuse me, do not call it a mutt. His name is Boomer, first of all. Second of all, yes, I am keeping him.
She looks over to the dire wolf and she looks the dire wolf up and down and she shakes her head. She says, "As long as it doesn't attack us."
I mean, you just have to not make me mad, I guess. And it'll work.
Lana, I want you to know that this wolf is at least 6 inches taller than you are at the shoulder.
Oh, crap. Thing's huge.
I know, right?
Large creature, correct?
Yes.
And Liliana just like sort of stands to the side of Boomer and sort of does like a little like jazz hands, like ta-da, and she's just like ah.
Boomer, is it?
Yes, Boomer.
And she'll look back over to the direwolf when she says, "Well, Boomer, I hope you don't eat me." And she just bows.
Oh, yeah, and Liliana's all like giddy and stuff, and she's like, "Oh wait, I forgot one thing. I need to explain something to you guys." And she's like, "All right, so I talked to Boomer, and I learned that a bunch of hunters killed his pack. So we gotta go talk to those hunters and see if they attack us, and give us a reason to attack them. If that makes sense."
Out of character, I want you all to know that when Liliana was talking to the direwolf, it literally just sounded like growls and barks. To you guys,
So allow me to. Can I make an insight on that one?
you are more than welcome to, yes.
The truth of it,
Mm-hmm.
because that would be haha funny.
Yeah, more than welcome.
11 was the total.
So you're trying to figure out if what Liliana said was true, or the barks?
Not anything that. Not anything about whether it was true or false, but like she said, and we have to do a thing, and she was being a little bit on the sketch side. I remember what actually happened, so I just wanted to know if I'd be able to run the. So you mean you promised the wolf we'd kill the hunters that killed his pack thing?
Oh yeah, yes. You would be able to basically tell exactly what you just said. That she promised this wolf that you guys would kill, basically send these hunters to their death.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So basically, I just look at Liliana. So basically, what we have to do is go kill the hunters that killed his pack. Is that what you promised him?
Yes. Oh.
Now, what happens if these hunters that killed his pack are farmers defending their flock?
Lana
okay.
is looking over at Liliana with a shocked face. She says, "How dare you offer my services for a sacrifice so you can have a pet?"
Irina,
Okay,
you see Irina kind of step forward. Farmers, there aren't enough around here to take down an entire direwolf pack. You have to be an experienced wolf hunter to
Thank
do
you.
that here.
Finally. Oh my god, I'm starting to like you more.
It was basically, I kind of figured as much. What I mean is, did you think about it before you made the promise, or were you just so caught up in "I want a pet"? Because the decisions you make like that have consequences.
Well, I thought about it for maybe 10 seconds.
And you offer up our services like we are not even our own selves. Who says
Well,
I want to go find this pack and kill them?
okay, well, here's the thing. We have to deal with the Strahd guy, right? And what better to fight Strahd than with us three? And she's like doing like circle hands, like her hands are just going in circles. And then she points at Boomer and this guy.
The wolf hunters, Irina, you said that you have to be an experienced wolf hunter. Are the wolf hunters civilians? Are they? I mean, obviously there's a profession of wolf hunter here. Are they? I
I
had to ask the question I want to ask. In all honesty,
You see Irina kind of shrug. I have only ever heard of them. I know there is a family. I believe it's 2 brothers. They are in Vallaki. They stay in Vallaki most of the time.
Do they just hunt these beasts for sport?
I mean, to them it's sport. They don't
Lana
hunt them.
gives-
I guess occasionally they will sell the meat.
Lana gives a curt nod. And she says...
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, that's actually a really good question, Lana. Do they hunt for sport or not? Like, are they paid to keep people safe, or are they just? I'm trying to figure out if this is a.
I'm sure they sell the pelts and the meat, but
Okay.
I doubt anyone actually pays them to do it.
Okay.
It's just a
So
way
these
to make extra gold.
These beasts were just in their own land, not harming anybody. And she looks over to Liliana with a question, and she says, "You ask the beast."
Well, like, you usually,
Just ask.
okay, I guess, okay.
See, this just seems like circle of life stuff to me, which means it's fine.
Alright, I'm just gonna use, speak with animals. Boop.
Okay, ask your question.
Hey, big lady over there wants to know if you were just, like, passing by, or you were just doing something to provoke said, wolf hunters.
You all watch the wolf, and you can actually see the hairs start to stand up at the mention of the wolf hunters. Even though with Liliana standing there doing her thing, it just sounds like barks and growls and whimpers. And you hear a low growl come from this beast. We just wanted to live. They hunted us for fun. They took our cubs and slaughtered them.
Okay, guys, we're gonna kill these motherfuckers. Thank you, Boomer.
What did he say?
So basically, right, they took... Okay, first bad thing. He said that they were hunting them for fun, alright? That's the first bad thing. Second bad thing is, they took their cubs and then killed them. So...
Lana's grip on her Warhammer tightens, and she says, "This is not honorable.
And,
I say we go find these 2 and see if they are the ones who actually did the work."
Is my, speak with animals still active?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a spell? You need to read it and see how long
You
if
should
it
see
says-
how
spell
long.
lasts.
If it says 10M, is that 10 minutes?
That's 10 minutes.
Yep.
So it is
Okay.
still active, yes.
Okay, and I turned to Boomer, I'm like, do you know how many of these hunters there were?
There were only ever 2.
Alright, thank you, Boomer. Can I, actually, never mind, yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, Boomer said there were 2. So it's definitely those 2 in that place.
Sounds about right. You hear Irina and Eastmark nods. It's not something that can be helped. Usually the wolves are a menace, but I've yet to see a dire wolf this close. And you can see Irina like taking very small steps closer to you, Liliana. She very obviously wants to pet the big puppy.
Lana turns to her and she says, whether or not the beasts are a menace, you do not go around killing for sport. That is not what they are there for. Everything in creation should have a purpose. And killing for fun should never be a purpose. I say we go to Vallaki and teach these two a lesson.
Well, we're already on our way to Vallaki, and I'm sure we'll run into them.
She nods curtly.
And Ooh, excuse me.
Lana is going to slowly approach the direwolf, and if the direwolf lets her get close enough, she will kneel down to it.
For you, Lana, with your goddess that you follow being Scotty, you know that she has 2 very large wolves that sit at her side and hunt with her. So to see a wolf, especially one this large, would most likely remind you of your own giantess that you follow.
I really don't want to call this dog Boomer.
You will call him Boomer whether you fucking like it or not.
Okay, hold on. Listen, child, that is still your mama. And I may be 9 hours away, but I will beat your ass.
He has a name is all I'm trying to say.
But technically, that's Liliana and Lana. It has nothing to do with mom and son.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm
I
actually
thought
gonna
she was
defend one.
speaking in character.
I understand that, but I'm just saying. Talk to your mama like that, and I will come and beat your ass for her.
Lana shakes her head and she puts her head to the floor and she says a prayer to Scotty, and she looks up into the direwolf's eyes and she says, "Blessed be," and she waits to see if the direwolf does anything.
Boomer is just going to like look at her and just breathe.
Dejected, Lana stands up and she says, "Well, let's get to Vallaki," and she starts walking away.
Eastmark is watching the direwolf, but when he realizes that Lana is starting to walk away, he like runs after her like, "Hold on, I'm supposed to lead you, assholes." Irina comes up to the direwolf, and you watch her as she puts her head down and kind of leans forward so that when her hair parts, the back of her neck shows. It's almost like she knows that this is a way of submission in order to like get the wolf to be okay with her presence for the time being.
Boomer just sort of nods his head and turns around to start following me as I walk away.
Okay. Irina will run up past everyone and catch up with Eastmark. I assume, Sam, that you're following?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You guys continue to travel down the old Svalak Road. And as you look to your right, you see the river still. And even though it's very gloomy and cloudy in the sky. This river is as clear as a blue winter sky through a valley. It's so clean and so fresh. And the forest, you hear more wildlife in it than you did before you actually entered the village of Barovia. You can hear birds. You see ravens flying above you. Just a few at a time, enough to make it an unkindness. Ismark will take note of the ravens and he'll look up. And then he'll kind of look over his shoulder. You guys said something about cards, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We all have cards, tarot cards.
He looks at Irina. We're going to have to make a stop. And you see,
excellent.
You
Is that what they're about?
You see Irina very obviously roll her eyes so hard that she even turns her head away from Ismark and folds her arms across her chest. You know they don't like me. Yes, I know they are nervous of you, but if this is what we have to do, this is what we have to do. She sighs. You lot said that it was the Vistani that brought you here, yes? Ismark
Yes.
is looking back at you guys. There's a Vistani camp not far from here. And if I have my days right, it may just be the caravan you're looking for. My days could be off, though.
No, that works for me. They were decent folk when we saw them last time.
Oh, yes, they're quite nice. They have good wine, usually.
Yes, they do.
Good food. They're very good company. They do love their stories. They do love
So
their
why do they
stories.
like you, Irina?
You watch Irina's gaze kind of hit the road, and she starts walking a little faster, just to get ahead of Ismark. And Ismark slows his steps enough to where he matches your steps, Sam.
Okay.
Many say that the Vistani are spies for Strahd. The ones that you met very well could have been. The ones that you meet while you're here, you will never know. I have personally found that most of them are very neutral to what he does. But he has an attachment to her. She is seen as a bad omen to a lot of Vistani.
Ah, that makes sense.
Lana is going to put her hand up and she's going to say, if these are the same that brought us here, I do not see how they are good people. They trapped us in this world.
Did you agree to help them?
Which we did.
If you agreed, they did not trap you. They just brought you here. It is the devil that traps you here.
Lana looks at Ismark.
Who was the leader of the Vistani camp? that brought you here?
Shit. What was that name again? That's
It was an old man.
A very old man. He was blind too.
You watch Ismark kind of perk up.
Stanamir.
Stanamir. Yes. Yes. He has quite the stories. Lovely, lovely man. His daughter's very nice too. And he kind of winks at Sam.
Lana
Was it
says,
his
yes.
daughter? Was his daughter the one that we saved?
What?
No.
One of their children was missing, and someone was.
You mean in Lovely's campaign?
No, am I crossing campaigns?
You're crossing campaigns because you haven't done anything like that yet.
What did we do for the Vistani? We did something for the Vistani.
You said you would come here and help them
No,
free
we
the devil.
When we got into their camp, we did it because we helped one of their women out somehow. We brought them a dude who did bad shit. Oh, the dude that kidnapped.
That was Lovely's campaign. That's not us.
Mm-hmm.
This one. That wasn't this one too.
Mm-mm.
Not yet.
Oh, Pain Crossing. Okay, my bad.
It's okay.
We went to listen to stories.
Yes.
And we listened to the story of the prince that was cursed.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And then
You
they asked if
listened
we
to
would
the
help.
story of the cursed prince.
And Madame Ava is the one that we are
Searching
to
for.
seek out.
But yes. Damia, that's her name. Oh. She is a sight for the eyes.
There was another fellow who was darker.
Oh, Ratka?
Yes.
Yes. They are quite a lovely group. The thing with the Vistani here is they are the only ones that I know of who can leave this land freely. And not all of them can do that. Only certain ones can.
Do you know why? I assume we're still walking.
Yep, you guys
And
are still
talking.
walking. You guys are walking and talking.
So Lana's going to slow down even more so she can be in stride with both Sam and Ismark. She'll continue. She'll say, maybe if they know how to do it, if we know who are the ones that can get out, maybe we too can get out of here.
You watch Ismark shake his head. Unless he tells them, they will not take you. They only bring you here because he has picked you out himself. So,
Why would he pick people out to overthrow him? I am confused.
you watch Ismark shrug his shoulders. Rumors are rumors. I do not know why.
I guess would be a game. Every once in a while, he pulls folk in from what it seems like to play the game of attempting to beat him. He doesn't think he's ever going to lose.
Well,
And
he has been in control for over 400 years, so
Yep.
no one's beat him yet.
Haha, first time for everything.
Exactly. That's the mindset we want to have in this group.
You watch as he points at you, Sam. I knew I liked you.
Why, thank you, sir.
Lana just gets a very worried look on her face. And
Don't sweat the small stuff, Lana.
Ismark.
She shakes her head and she'll just go back up to where Lana. Oh, what's her name?
Irina.
Irina. I don't know why I can't. I have it written down. It's not right in front of me. There it is.
I keep wanting to call her Iriana for some reason.
I wanted to call her like East something instead of Eastmark. She'll walk up to Irina and she'll say, "How long have you been under his eye?" They said
Irina,
that he picks women or young ladies. You're just the newest of them all.
You watch Irina tilt her head to look up at you. He has been chasing me for the last... You watch her think for a minute. It's probably been almost 10 years now. Our father always tried to keep me out of his grasp.
I'm sorry you lost your father that way.
I don't want to go with him. But he always tells me I'm special.
What happens to the women he chooses? Do they ever make it to him?
You watch her laugh. He makes them a bride. He turns them into what he is.
He creates abominations.
If that's what you want to call them, yes. But he doesn't take just women. He has taken men too. Children. Adolescents. He takes what he wants. I don't know why he's brought you all here. Like my brother and your friend said. It's a game. To see if he can get what he wants. To see that he can win.
Has anyone who's ever tried to go after him come back alive? No, right? That was the guy, the one that the kid of the priest. He was the only one that ever made it back, and he was a vampire already.
He was a vampire spawn, yes.
Spawn.
No one ever comes back.
No one knows if these people are still alive and roaming around.
If they do come back, they're just like poor Doru. They weren't good enough to be a bride, so they become a mindless ghoul. Hungry for one thing. We've had a couple of, what would you call them? Raids? I don't know what you would call them, but we've had a couple of nights as I've grown up where he would just send vampire spawn to take out as much of the town as he could. Just for fun. And because my father wouldn't give me up. So, punishment and reward for him.
Lana looks very seriously disturbed and downtrodden. And she says, "Thank you for sharing your story. I am sorry."
You think that's my story? That's a lot of people's stories here.
Well, I meant of this place. I do not understand the ways here, and it's very disturbing to
Are you
see
wanting a lesson or two? If you'd
on.
like, I could tell you about this place.
I would appreciate it very much. Yes, thank you.
Okay. We're gonna pause. Liliana, what are you doing? You're just walking with Boomer?
Yeah, I'm just sort of like have my hand on like his head, just sort of, or at least trying to put my hand on his head if I can reach. He said he's like 8 feet tall, right?
At the shoulder. So, like, if he lowered his head, you would be able to, like, put your hand out and, like, touch his face.
Unfortunately, oh, I can't remember if you've watched the movies, but the Twilight movies with Jacob turning into a werewolf and Bella scratching him, it's like that.
I just have my hand on his like his side, his stomach, petting him.
He very obviously does try to, like, stay a little bit ahead of you, because right now, with the companion bond that you have with him, he does see you as his pack member. He doesn't see you as alpha. Very obviously, he sees himself as alpha. But he is trying to make sure that he is ahead of you so that you are protected. Sam, do you have anything left to say to Eastmark?
No, I'm listening to whatever he's got to say. If he's giving lessons, I'm paying attention.
I was going to say, Eastmark can give some lessons too. You might hear Irina, because there's only maybe 5 feet between the two separated groups here. So Eastmark would very easily hear them talking, and you would too, because they're not trying to hide it. And Eastmark would look at you. Is there anything you want to know?
Whatever you're willing to impart about this area, this place, and what we've got to look forward to. Any information is information we don't have at this point.
You all watch as, almost in unison, as if they were controlled by one source, Eastmark and Irina both point to the north. And on that mountain, farther away because you're away from Barovia, you see the castle again in the distance. And you hear Eastmark. That is where he stays. It is where he takes what he wants. We don't know how or when he came here. Our history books speak of a war many, many years ago. One that involved a dragon? Apparently we had a dragon here at one point. Can't think of the name. Give me a moment and I'll think of it. And Irina kind of bounces off of that. She goes, well, the next town that we're heading to is Vallaki. And strange things come out of Vallaki. Again, rumors. We don't exactly leave our houses. It's not really safe. But there is the Baron. He'd be the Burgermeister of Vallaki. His wife, I believe they have a son. I think there's a Vistani camp there too. You watch as her finger kind of taps her lip. I believe there's a Vistani camp. But right behind Valaki is Lake Zarovich. Very, very pretty lake. When it's not as cloudy, it almost seems like it's sunny there. There's Tyr's Pool too. We're gonna go right past that. Tyr's Pool is it's beautiful. And you see this dreamy look on her face. Ismark kind of brushes off what he was talking about before. To the west, there's Kresk. There is a much larger abbey there than Valaki or Barovia. But that is a much longer trip away. Valaki is closer. But if Valaki isn't safe, then we will need to move to Kresk. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
What are the odds of Valaki not being safe?
I need to know what your definition of safe is.
I was about to say, this whole world is unsafe.
Well, actually, it's your definition I'm more concerned with, because you said if Valaki isn't safe, and I would assume that would mean by your standards.
Well, again, rumors, and he gestures to Irina. Rumors are just that. We don't leave Barovia, so we're not really sure. No one is. Nobody's really sure how the other towns are doing. Valaki is the largest town here, with Kresk being second, and then obviously the village of Barovia being small.
But you said you were going to give us a history lesson.
I'm trying. I don't have the books to look up every single detail. Valaki is governed, again, just like what my title would have been, Burgermeister. He calls himself Baron Vargas Valakovich. I believe his wife's name is Lydia? Lydia? Yes. Yes, Lydia. Vargas is preceded by his father. His father had a very heavy hand when it came to the rule of Vallaki.
Pause. What's the wife's name again?
Lydia,
Lydia. Okay.
I
Continue.
believe. Let me make sure. Believe his son's name is Victor. Where was I?
Sorry.
It's okay. My brain. His father was very, very cruel. It's uncertain what exactly happened to the Baron's father. Some say that the Baron killed him himself. Others say that it was an attack from one of his enemies. Some say it was Strahd. Nobody's really sure on that front. But Vargas took over after his father. We occasionally get posters about their festivals that they constantly have. All will be well. And you all hear Irina. It's cute, isn't it?
Sounds like he lives in the land of make-believe.
We
Or
don't
maybe
know.
maybe he just chooses to be blind to problems, the local problems.
That could be it as well. I do not know the rules or the laws in Valaki. I know that in Barovia, my father and my father's father have, and my father's father's father, we have all ruled in Barovia for the centuries. There's always been an Idrovich, or, in my case, a Kolyanovich, for as long as Barovia can remember.
What about the dragon? You brought up a dragon. Now,
Oh, yes, the dragon. This is, again, history. We're not exactly sure how true this is, because much of our history was distorted.
I
If
can
that makes
imagine.
sense.
Excuse me.
You watch him start to think again, and you watch Irina as she turns. Didn't it start with an A? And you watch as Eastmark snaps. That's it. Argenvostholt.
That's a mouthful.
He was a silver dragon. That's what it was. He had this whole, I don't want to call it cult-like, but he had this whole group. And in our history books, it said that that he was meant to protect Barovia. And then Strahd came.
So did this Argon Volvage just like dip? Or did Strahd kill him?
He's dead.
That
Did
sucks.
Strahd end up killing him, or did he die of natural causes?
It was war.
And he had no mate, no successor to.
If he did, they're long gone now. Strahd wouldn't allow a successor.
The more I hear about this man, the less I like.
As you guys are walking, and you're walking, and you're walking, late morning turns to early afternoon to mid-afternoon. And now we're approaching late afternoon. You guys talk, and you get a history lesson about like the river Evils, and you get a little bit more history on the village of Barovia and how the church was desecrated and how it was a villager who had taken the holy symbol from the church, given it to Strahd so Strahd could destroy it, and then he basically destroyed the church in Barovia. You hear about how while Valaki is covered by walls, thick walls, there are strange rumors that come out of it. It's odd there. to say the least. You hear about Kresk and how they say that their abbot can bring back the dead. But not in the
A
usual
necromancer.
ways that you all know.
Lovely.
Really? What type of unusual way does he do this, then?
I don't know.
So, like, are we talking about necromancer and zombies, or like just boom, I'm alive again, hi, kind of thing?
You would have to go to Kresk and find out.
Well, I don't know where that is, so I think I'm just gonna
It's
keep
to the
following.
west. Maybe you should take some notes.
I know it's to the west, but I don't know where to the west.
You know, if you ask and you watch as Ismark reaches into a bag that is draped over him, and he pulls out a rolled up piece of parchment, and he hands it to Sam. And when you open it, it is a map of Barovia. And it has the village of Barovia. It has things like Seer Pool and Seer Falls, and it has a little picture of a windmill on it, and then it's got Vallaki, and then it has Kresk, and then it has a little town towards the middle of the map that says Berez on it. And you see something in between Kresk and Berez that looks to be maybe a factory from what it looks like on the map. And as you're looking at it, Ismark will point out and he'll say, okay, here's Vallaki, this is Kresk. This used to be the village of Berez. I have not traveled for a very long time, so I'm unsure if that's still correct. And this, and he points to what looks like a factory on the map, this is the winery. This is where all of Barovia gets its wine. Some of the best I've ever tasted. But we'll be going here first. And he points to Seer Pool. And to give you guys a glimpse of what he is saying, let me take you to the large map of Barovia. So where you guys are currently at right now, you guys are coming up on this spot right here. He is showing you that Seer Pool is right here. So this is where you guys are headed. Vallaki is right there.
Where are we again?
You guys are approaching this crossroads right here.
We got a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And Castle Ravenloft, is that where Strahd is?
Right here, yes. Castle Ravenloft.
So we have to go past Ravenloft in
Well,
order to get all
the
the way to
road-
Vallaki?
The road is right here. Like, this is the main drag.
And that's all mountains, right?
Yes, this is mountains.
Well, no wonder why they don't hear anything from anyone.
Mm-hmm.
The Wizard
you-
of Wine's winery.
Yep. That's the winery.
Sounds like Weasley Wizard Wheezes.
Here is Kresk.
Oh, I didn't spell that right.
The village of Berez is down here.
Down where? South?
South.
Oh, I
right
see.
on the other side of Solenka Pass. Blah, 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 blah.
Oh.
So, You guys are all talking and you're getting your little history lesson, and Ismark is showing Sam things on the map. And Irina is relaxing and feeling a bit better about being with you guys. And that is when you guys come upon the River Evil's crossroads. As you approach...
Crossroads?
Yes, the Ilvis crossroads. Let me...
Oh, Ilvis, okay.
Well, it's Eveless. Let me spell it. There it is.
Ah, okay.
Let me get all your tokens. Lana got hers.
I already pulled mine.
I see that. There are your tokens. Okay. So, as you guys approach the crossroads, you all realize that Irina and Ismark kind of slow their steps a bit.
Why are we slowing down here?
They don't answer, they're just kind of slowing down just a little bit. As if they're just trying to make sure they have their bearings about them. And as you approach the crossroads, an old wooden gallows creaks in a chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed rope dances from its beam. The well-worn road splits here, and a signpost opposite from the gallows points off in 3 directions. Barovia Village to the east, Seer Pool to the northwest, and Ravenloft Valaki to the southwest. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into the trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog. You watch as Ismark closes his eyes and bows his head, and he seems to be muttering a little prayer for where they're at. And he points to the northwest. This is where we want to go. The Vistani camp should be up this way. And he starts to walk down this road that goes into the trees.
Lana's just gonna follow.
Irina
Yep, he got me.
Irina makes sure to kind of catch up with you, Lana. She tries to stay with you. But as you all are leaving, you hear a creaking noise behind you, coming from the gallows. Are you all going to turn and see what that creaking noise is?
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Where there was nothing before, now hangs a lifeless gray body. The breeze turns the hanged figure slowly, so that it can fix its dead eyes upon you. I would like everyone to roll me... Let's make it an insight check. Everyone roll me insight, please.
Oh, fuck a duck.
Hey.
Very nice,
Hey.
very nice.
Nice.
For everybody else,
Lana,
I see nothing.
the body that you see hanging from the gallows is you. Everyone else just sees a random figure hanging from the rope, but you are staring into your own glazed eyes.
Lana's going to back away from this place as quickly as she can. And you'll see her blink her eyes as she's backing away. Maybe
Irina
even rubbing them.
Irina reaches out to very gently touch your arm. Are you all right?
Lana jumps and she says, I my mind is playing tricks on me. It must be. And she closes her eyes and she rubs them.
Irina very carefully places her hand on your arm again. This place does that to you. It takes a little getting used to.
Lana just nods her head and she says, I do not like this place.
We don't either.
Yeah, I don't think anyone likes this place.
And Irina kind of walks with you to catch up with Eastmark. And as you all catch up with Eastmark, you watch him roll his shoulders and he looks up at the sky and he looks back at the rest of you. Everyone at the ready. We're starting to lose daylight. Let's hope we can get to the Seer camp before anything else jumps out at us.
Lana nods curtly and she's got her warhammer at the ready. She's two-handing it.
You all walk down this old trail and into the trees. You all walk for about an hour. You're getting tired. Your feet are starting to hurt. But you walk. And in the distance, eventually, after about an hour of travel, you see an orange glow. And as you get closer, you start to hear singing and laughter, people dancing. And for the three of you, this is very familiar. Irina goes up to Eastmark, and she stands behind him, but to his side just enough so that she can be seen. And after about another 30 minutes, you all come upon this encampment. As the road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisted and muddy path through the trees, the canopy of mist and branches suddenly breaks away. There is a clearing, and next to a river that widens to form a small lake for several hundred feet across. Here, you find 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, pitched outside of a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its saggy form lit from within. Near this tent are 8 unbridled horses drinking from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge. You all see people dancing. A couple are sitting by the fire. But people are dancing, singing, having fun. Sam, Liliana, and Lana, you all recognize this to be just like the camp that you met before you were transported here.
Cool.
You also see that now it is dusk. And Ismark, you can see the tension that was in his shoulders the entire time you guys were walking through the woods. It melts away a little bit. Not much, but it does melt away a little bit. Thankful that you all were able to get here before it got dark. It's very colorful here. There's lots of laughter and noise, and what happens is the first one to see you is a very, very beautiful man with a thin beard, long dark hair. He has a white tunic on and bright yellow pants. He's got a belt around his waist that has very pretty golden bells on it. And he's sitting next to a woman of similar stature. Her skin is dark. Her hair is this beautiful chestnut color. When she turns, as she notices that the man is looking at something, see she has a large hoop in her nose. And a smile comes across her face. She stays in her spot. However, the man approaches all of you, and he's very loud as he laughs. And his arms go out, and he's like, "Welcome, welcome. And how might we help you tonight? I am Araja. And welcome to the Vistani."
We don't recognize any of these people.
Nope, these are not the same Vistani that you all have met.
Okay. Lana is going to walk up and offer out her hand. And say, "We are traveling through the towns. We have to get to the other side. And we are hoping that we can camp here for the night."
Araja he doesn't grab your hand, he actually grabs your forearm and gives it a firm grip, and he kind of nods his head. "Ah, yes, yes, come, sit, eat, drink, tell stories." And he kind of pushes you forward, Lana, and he reaches out to the rest of the group. But when he lands on Irina, you kind of see his eyes squint, and his arm comes back to his body. But he gives her a finger and motions for her to join. Tell me, and he runs up to you, Lana. "Where are you from?"
Not here. As a matter of fact, we had
Oh,
an
yes, I can see
encounter
that. We
with
don't get
your-
women of your stature here.
Lana just looks at him and is confused. She has a confused look on her face, and she says, "Well, we have run into one of your sister tribes
Oh,
that had brought us to this plane of existence.
oh, then you must have come for a reason. Why are you here then? Just coming to visit?
Sure.
You hear the woman calling from the bonfire. Raja, please, just let them come and sit. I'm sure they are tired. Come.
Very.
We have
Thank
food,
you.
we have drink. Come sit. You must be the ones we have been waiting for.
Waiting for us?
Ah, yes. Our leader, Madame Eva, has said that a group would come. She called for them in their dreams.
Yes. Ha! Yes. And with that, Lana's going to pull out her tarot card and she'll say, yes, please, if you could, I would like to know what this is.
You watch the woman's eyes widen a bit, and she obviously knows that Ismark and Irina don't have anything to do with this, so she looks at Sam and Liliana, and she holds out her hands. I will take these to Madame Eva, and she will let us know when she is ready for you.
All right, here you go.
She takes your cards. And
Lana frowns and she says, why must you take the card? Why can we not just approach her?
Do you approach any woman's room and just barge in? Are you rude?
No, but if somebody was waiting for me, I assume.
Well,
I'm terribly sorry.
You need to assume that she needs to get ready first. She may be old, but she still likes to powder her nose a bit.
She'll give her card over and she'll just apologize again and she'll bow her head.
Thank you. You watch her go into this tent here, and you see two very large Vistani men guarding the outside of this tent. You watch her go in, and then she disappears into the tent. Araja comes to the fire pit with the rest of you. Can you guys move your tokens at all? I just want to know. I'm curious.
I've got to see where it is. Hold on.
You guys are down here.
Down here. Yes, I can move
Okay.
it.
So,
Which one is Araja?
Araja? He is this one right here.
Of course he is.
What?
Nothing. He just looks way different from everybody else.
I don't know how
I'm
he
sure-
looks different.
You kind of cut out for a second on my end when you said that, Tanya. Can you repeat what you said?
I just said he looks way different from everyone else. Like a main character-esque type different. And I was like, oh, who is this person? Of course it's him.
No, he's
Gotcha.
not main character-esque, but okay.
The main guy in the camp, I mean.
So,
Anywho.
he gets you all food and drink. He even offers some to Ismark and Irina. You watch as the other Vistani, as they see you come into the camp, they all look at Irina and Ismark, and they start whispering. The dancing and the laughter settles for a moment as they all whisper to one another. Rena, the woman who went into the much larger tent comes back out and sits on a stool on the other side of the bonfire. She will call you in a moment, but tell us a story. Where are you from? And you hear a Raja, yes, a story. Tell us a story. Where do you hail from? Where are you headed? Where are we going from here?
Lana, as she watches them eye Eastmark and Irina, she'll stand over by where the two are, just watching the group. And as they ask for stories, Lana's eyes go wide, and she looks to Liliana and Sam, and her eyes are pleading with the two to speak up.
No worries, Lana. I'll go first. And Sam just tells the story of how they got here. That, he left his place to wander and find his own way in the world, and it landed him here.
Oh my, so many siblings. It's like you have your own Vistani. You could become a caravan like us. I think you would enjoy it.
Probably yes.
Well, maybe when you are done, you can join us.
Maybe.
And you, and Araja points to you, Liliana. Why are you here? Where are you from?
I'm from a place called the Feywild.
Mm.
It's it's very magical.
Oh, is that where your gods sit?
I couldn't really hear you cut out.
Is that where your gods sit?
Yes, if I remember correctly, they do. I haven't been to the Feywild in a bit.
Hmm. You watch as Araja looks at Rena. We have places like that here too, do we not? Ah, yes, we do. We have little shrines. Though nobody really visits them anymore, so who knows if the Fanes are still here. Araja nods.
Maybe I will visit these places sometime.
Oh, maybe you should. The ladies three could surely use some tender love and care.
Right? I will.
So what can use some tender loving to care?
The ladies three.
Lana is going to look to Araja and just say, "What do you mean by that?"
Oh, the ladies three? He kind of gestures to Ismark. Do you not have that in your history books? Ismark kind of shakes his head. I assume not. The Vistani know of the Fanes, the ladies three. We have the Weaver. We have the... Hold on, because I was not prepared to have this conversation. So now I gotta find all my crap.
Shame.
Ah, listen.
What was it? What was the first one?
The Weaver?
Sounds like river.
Weaver, like weaving.
Oh, okay.
We have
I'm thinking landmarks.
No, the Weaver. You're weird. We have the Seeker. And we have the Huntress. The Weaver. In a time long before the Morning Lord, the people of Barovia believed in the Weaver. She represents the fabric of the world and the passage of time. The threads of fate are, and you watch him pause for a moment, and Rena pipes up, strings that make up the grander weave. We believe in these threads. Everything is connected somehow by these threads. But we, as the Vistani, we follow the Seeker. The Seeker represents what is to come. She sees all. And the Huntress, because long ago there was no such thing as the present. There was only past and future. And like the weaver, if it can cut the fabric, there will be a top and a bottom. The huntress represents the bottom. The weaver represents the top. The seeker is in the middle, for she tells what the huntress will follow. The huntress, in another word, is a goddess of death. She is the end of the cycle. Supposedly, there are shrines for them across the land. I only know of one. And it's just up the road here, past Seer Falls. But who knows? Who knows if the Fanes are even real? And you watch as Rena shakes her head. They must be real at some. They must have been real at some point, my dear. If they weren't, we would not talk about them. You can see Ismark behind Lana. He's just rolling his eyes and shaking his head. Irina, on the other hand, is very interested in this conversation.
So is Lana. You can see Lana is very she as he continues the history, she moves closer to him and she's trying to follow, and by the time he gets to the end of it, she's sitting next to him, very, what's the word? Like, he has all of her attention.
Mm-hmm.
And when he finishes, she's going to put a finger up and wait for
Yes.
him.
Yes.
Do you have any of this written down anywhere?
We do not. But you may be able to find something. The Martikovs, they might have something on it. I believe there are some of those in Velaki.
The Hudakovs?
The Martikovs.
Martikovs.
Or If you are brave. I believe there are a few books on them in Castle Ravenloft. Oh, we do not go there, though. You are lucky if you escape. Let's do a pause. Would anybody like to take a break?
Sure.
Yeah. A short break would be good.
I'm going to say, I know I need a potty break.
Okay.
So we will take, 5 minutes?
Works for me.
Okay, 5-minute break, and then we will be right back. Okay, I am back. How is everybody else?
Good, good.
Slevin, don't bite me. My cat is biting me. He wants attention. You're like Scoops. Oh my god, you're my version of Scoops.
Nah, Scoops is just loud because she's old.
I love that because she's old.
No, she is. She's
I
fucking.
know she's
She's
old.
Yeah.
She's an old lady. My two oldest cats will be 11 this year.
How old? Scoops has got to be like 18
I was
years
gonna
old
say,
now.
I think she's 17 or 18. I think that's what Sin told me. She's 17 or 18.
Because she got that cat the week after we moved into the house. Actually, the week before I moved into the house. She was there a couple of weeks before I was. Yeah, that's an old cat.
Yes, Slevin. Hello. Lana and Liliana, just let me know when you guys are back. Right. You're gonna knock shit over. Because I'm not paying attention to you. Stop trying to knock shit over. Okay. Finish your teeth, and then it's time for bed. Slevin, why? You come over and start meowing, and you call the other two. You do not grab my book. I know you have thumbs. Do not grab my book. Good night, baby.
Good night.
I love you.
Love you too. Fun playing your game.
Oh, we will. My eldest is very encouraging.
What's that?
And my eldest is very encouraging. Have fun with your game. I will. I promise. Tanya, Eli, are we back?
Looks like they're gonna be a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why do you do this to me, Slevin? I love you, but why? You decide now is when you want attention. You don't need to be out right now. You know it's bedtime. You're only doing this because you heard the cat, and then you saw the cat getting petted. Meep. Oh my. I hope everything's okay.
Perhaps maybe they muted accidentally?
No, they're saying 911. Give us a few.
Oh. I wonder what the emergency is. Now I'm curious.
Are you doing okay, Jim?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I'm just making sure you're not getting too tired or anything, because I know your meds make you feel funny.
Yeah, no, it's getting to the point where I need to take myself in and get another infusion in the next week or so. I'm starting to get, I start to get extra tired when that time starts coming around.
Mm-hmm.
And it is now, it's kind of a chore to stay up almost all the time.
I'm sorry. Do we need to, make this earlier, or?
We're good. I'm fine.
Okay.
Starts being a real issue, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
Right now, it's just a nuisance. It's like I'm trying to get myself to push a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anything changes, just let me know.
No, I will. Don't worry. I'm not the type to keep my mouth shut.
Well, I know that part. I know that much.
Yeah, if I have a problem, everybody knows it.
That's okay, though.
Yep. It's the way it should be.
Exactly. That way everybody knows what they can do to make sure you're okay.
Or to stay the hell away from me and,
I mean, or
avoid
that too.
the
Or that too. I'm not that type of person. I'll be like, hey, what can I do to make sure you're all good, my guy? Now, if you tell me to leave you alone, I'll be like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I'm one of those weird people with that. Like, I don't really... I'm weird about getting help with stuff. I'm not a fan of getting help.
As a former home healthcare aide, I offer help with anything that I can. I am far away, so I can't offer home healthcare aid services, but I can at least offer, somebody to bullshit with.
Well, I mean, that's kind of why I game. Like, that's my social interaction, is gaming for the most part, because I don't even really like going out anymore.
I hate going out. It's gross.
I used to like it. Like, I used to go out whenever friends of mine invited me to do stuff. I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go, let's do.
Mm-hmm.
Now I really don't like going out.
Yeah, I hate going out. I used to love it. I hate it, though. I hate it.
Well, with all the COVID shit flying around and frickin' me having a compromised immune system, it's like I get like I don't like being out of the house anymore.
Mhm.
It was bad enough when I was working and I had to go to people's houses to do treatments for for my job,
Mhm.
and I'd have to go in people's houses. I'd freaking glove and mask. Like every time I just went in somebody's house, like I wouldn't want to touch anything of anybody's at all.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even because I was worried about getting sick, because I'm not in the risk area. Even though my luck would be I'd get the bad part of it, but
Yeah.
it once I don't have to be doing that, I kind of just I even going out grocery shopping like is weird for me.
Mhm.
So it's a thing, and I liked being out and about and constantly going.
I won't lie. I have a similar feel on that, as I should say. I worked in home health care. I was working in the schools, and I liked going out and doing my own thing. Now because technically he's like my stepdad, but my dad lives with me. He has COPD and congestive heart failure,
Oof.
and he is not well enough to get the vaccine. I have a 3-year-old who right now they don't have a vaccine for her age group yet.
Well.
Um it sucks.
Uh-huh.
I've got my side of the family who basically tells me I'm an idiot when I'm like, here are the studies. Look at these. No, you're wrong. You work for Big Pharma. You're an idiot. Okay.
Well, that's the other thing, and it risks getting too close to politics, which
It
it's like I
does.
hate, which I don't like discussing anymore, because I find that it's one of the few things that'll actually get me angry
Mhm.
is the way this country has allowed businesses to treat people, and
Exactly.
big corporate businesses, all that other stuff. It's all a greed oriented thing.
Mhm.
Health insurance is mandatory, so therefore they can charge shit tons of money and not pay a damn dime. I mean, you have
Mhm.
a deductible for your health insurance like you're a fucking car,
Yep.
because the first $900 they know you're never going to spend.
Yep.
So, but you have to pay them to have it. You have to pay $100 a week. You got to pay them so that you can
Mhm.
also pay your doctor's bills. And unless you're sick like me, where you have to go into the hospital once a month,
Yeah, it's not
you
worth
just
it.
you paying to pay. Like, why should I have to pay the insurance company so that I can pay a doctor bill?
Yeah,
Because if I'm just
exactly.
paying, like, odds are I don't use that $900 a year. Period.
Mhm.
I go to the doctor a couple times a year and it costs me $85 a doctor's visit. I've got to pay that out of pocket because it's in my deductible.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Like
It's just a game for them to make money.
it is. And for example, with the insurance that we have with my husband, we have the federal. Apparently, there's different versions of Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have the federal version, and
Okay.
he just changed our insurance, so we have a higher deductible, and it covers more. And
Okay.
we're already gonna cover our deductible because our oldest needs braces. So this year, our
Yes, you
deductible will be
family
covered.
plan. Well, see, and a family plan having a deductible isn't so bad, because you're gonna run through your deductible with kids.
Well, see,
But it's like,
usually we don't, though, is the thing.
really?
Usually we don't, because we have, the well child visits, which is their yearly visit. We still have to pay the copay for that. We have to
Right.
pay the copay for dentist, our eye doctors, and everything. And we never make it to our deductible because we don't we're not like, yeah, there's a slightly higher bill because I do have to go see a cardiologist once a year, but we never
I mean,
hit
like,
our deductible.
yeah, see, and that's like the thing. And I got like when I got my plan, they called it the rich plan because I only have a $900 deductible, and then it's 80/20 up to $4,800. So they're gonna the company will pay 80% after that $900.
Yeah.
I still have to pay until I hit a grand total of almost $5,000 for the year.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like the insurance company is just not paying. Like they just don't want to pay.
My husband
And
did this thing this year when he changed the insurance where not only does the insurance, obviously take the payment out of his paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, but they also take extra money out to put into an account basically for like emergency cost, and we can use that to put towards like my daughter's braces and stuff like that. I can't remember what it's called.
yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what it's called either.
But yeah, we have that this year. We have better dental though this year too. Like it'll actually, because the reason why we had to change was because our previous dental insurance did not cover an orthodontist.
Okay.
So, and we have to get her to an orthodontist because apparently she has a very narrow mouth, so they have to widen her jaw and then put braces on.
Ooh.
Because her teeth in the back are like, the way that the orthodontist described it was they almost look like they're collapsing into her mouth. They're starting to point inward towards her tongue. And her mouth is not big enough to fit all of her adult teeth.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, so they have to put an expander in her mouth to expand her mouth over 6 months, and then do a special type of braces that will continue to expand her mouth for another 6 months, and then do actual braces for at least a year.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's unimpressed.
And braces are fucking expensive. I remember
Yeah,
going
they
through
are.
it. When I was young.
I just told Tanya if we needed to end the game here, we can do that.
Oh yeah, that's no problem.
Just because I don't want her like trying to rush or anything if it's a big emergency.
Yeah, whatever is. If they like, this isn't a bad spot to stop.
Yeah, no, because you're like, only like a little bit more conversation was going to happen, and then you guys were going to get your card reading.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, this isn't a terrible stopping point.
You're fine, Alex. Jeez.
I mean, if they come back on and we get to the card reading, that wouldn't be a terrible deal either.
No,
But
it wouldn't.
if we gotta wait till next, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I'll give them until. I'll give them another 10 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
Because that'll be us being on break for 35 minutes. So.
Okay.
My puppy is losing his shit.
I can hear that.
What? It's bedtime. Come on, I'll let you outside while we're waiting. Knock your head right into my chair because you're dumb. No, don't jump. I want to brag a little bit. It is fucking 55 degrees outside right now. Awesome.
I don't know what temperature it is right now. Oh, it's not bad. It's 36.
It is 55.
No, I'm sorry, 37. Comfortable weather.
Yeah, my ass is in shorts.
Once it hits the 40s and into the 40s into the 50s, I stop wearing a coat. I'm okay with that. 40s
yeah.
and 50s.
I'm in a hoodie and I have shorts on. There's a slight breeze, but it's not terrible. It's very nice. And you want to know what the high is going to be tomorrow?
What's that?
29.
29?
Yes!
That's funny. Tomorrow's high for me is supposed to be 69.
Fuck off! And we're supposed to get like 1 to 4 inches of snow on Monday. Gross.
4-letter words. Watch out. Stop using them. They get addictive.
Gross. But then the rest of the week is going to be in the 50s.
Oh, there you go.
Mother Nature does not know what she wants. She never does here in Michigan.
Michigan.
It's
Haven't been out that way in years.
It's funny because when people ask me where I live, all I say is I'm 20 minutes east of Flint, and they assume that I'm in a bad part of, like, town. I'm like, no.
20 minutes away from Flint.
I'm 20 minutes east of Flint.
I have no idea what that means.
Do you know where, like, have you ever heard of Lapeer?
Nope.
Fuck. What's another city over? Port Huron?
Nope. Last time I was in Michigan was years ago when I went fishing on Lake Michigan.
Okay.
That's about.
So that's the other side of the state. That's over by, like, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, because it was. I had visited Sin's family with her when we were still dating way back when, and her father took us on Michigan fishing.
Okay. So, like, Cadillac, Traverse City area?
You'd have to ask her. I don't remember. I don't remember places. I only remember places that I have been to more than once, unless there's something of super significance, and then mostly I'm going to remember the state, not the actual town that we were in.
I live in a small town called Davison. It's 20 minutes east of Flint, off of Interstate 69.
Okay, what's the significance of Flint?
Flint was a big, like, they had a GM plant here in Flint.
Okay.
The big cities in Michigan are obviously Detroit. And then you have Flint. And then you have the capital, Lansing. People talk about Saginaw. People talk about Traverse City and Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo.
Okay, Kalamazoo I've heard of.
And then in the UP, it's Sault Ste. Marie, Marquette, and Houghton Hancock. I met my husband in Marquette.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
Sorry.
you are back. Is everything okay?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. I messaged you, Sarah.
I'm letting my dog out, so I haven't seen it yet.
But yeah, things should be okay now.
Okay. Give me just a second to let my dog back in and put him in the kennel. 'Cause it's bedtime, you little shit. Come on. It's bedtime. Onyx, where are you? Oh, you went straight in your kennel. Sweet. Okay. Is Eli back? Are we good to go then? As long as everybody's
He
okay.
should be.
They're getting something to drink.
Okay. Boop. Okay.
Told him to get water. I should be taking my own advice. Where's my water? I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it is. I'm sitting in the dark because having the light on is too hot.
I know that feeling. I need my light on though to read.
Luckily, I can do all my note taking on the computer, so.
That's nice.
But it's like really flippin' hot. Tomorrow's gonna be near 80.
Nice.
It's not nice.
It's 55
gross.
right here. It's 55 here right now.
It's 57 here.
Where the hell are you? Like, where do you live?
Virginia.
What state? Okay, yes, you're south. Okay, that makes sense. 80 it's gonna be? Damn.
Yep.
Gross. I can't do 80.
Tell me about it.
I can't do 80. No thanks.
Listen, it should only be in the 60s, maybe low 70s this time of year. This is bogus. Not even. We're just getting into March. It shouldn't even be in the 70s. Fucking bullshit.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I'm telling you right now, the year I was pregnant with my oldest, it was 95 degrees on St. Patty's Day in the UP.
Yeah, no, I never got to go to the UP.
It fucking sucked. Cause that whole
I wanted
summer,
to go to visit at least.
that whole summer barely got below 90.
Yeah.
So
You
I
didn't
was
have the
heavy
humidity
fucking
that
pregnant.
we have here.
What?
I mean, you'd have humidity, but it's not as
we get the
intense.
humidity. We get 100% humidity from the lake. From all of the lakes.
Oh yeah, the UP. I'm thinking where I lived. My bad. We didn't get all that.
It does
I lived
now.
in the lower area.
Yeah. I remember where you told me. Yeah, it gets 100% humidity there too.
It didn't when I lived there. And I lived there. I didn't. Okay, I only lived there for 5 years.
Yeah. Eli, let me know when you're back.
Huge judge of
I'm back.
temperatures.
Okay, cool. This actually works out perfect because I was telling Jim, I was like, if we're not back by 10:35, I was going to say, okay, we can end it here. If you guys are good to keep going, we can keep going for the next 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we can end.
That's fine.
Jim, are you still
I'm
cool
good.
with that? Okay, cool. So, as we were continuing, we were just talking around the campfire. And we left off with talking about the Fanes, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
How do you the Fanes?
the Fane.
Is that like
Fanes.
okay? The ladies 3 is what I.
Yep, the ladies 3. It's another term for them.
Fanes.
You have the Weaver, the Seeker, and the Huntress.
Yep.
Okay.
And I was asking about the history, where you can find more about it. They said Ravenloft.
Yep, Castle Ravenloft, and they said that a
Mordekaiser's in Valaki.
family by the name of Mardukov in Valaki may have something as well.
Gotcha.
So after you guys talk about that, Rena is sitting watching everyone. She goes, "How about we tell a story? Araja, my love. Come, tell a story."
What's her name?
Rena, Rina. And you see Araja kind of brighten up a bit. And he looks at Ismark and Irina. And he goes, "Have you told them about the mage that came through here?" And Ismark just nods. Ismark and Irina don't really speak a word out loud. He goes, "Ah, yes. It was a mighty wizard that came to this land 10, 15 years ago, I think. I do remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you are standing," and he gestures to Sam. "A very charismatic man. He thought
Do you
he
remember
could..."
his name?
Will you allow me to finish my story?
Sorry.
He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the Devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. Only a few stood their ground, but they were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at one another. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw that battle with my own eyes. I was but a child then. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the Devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body, to see if, he had anything of value. But the river had already spirited him away. No one knows what became of him. But there are tales of a mad mage in the mountains beyond the Valaki. I do not remember the name, but I believe it was something. It sounded important. He made it sound very important. But I believe it is time for you to go now. You all can see as his eyes flick towards the very large tent near the river's edge. And the two men are beckoning Sam, Lana, and Liliana to come into the tent. You hear Rena. "Oh, it appears she is ready for you. Do be polite. It would be very rude to upset her in any way in her old age."
Lana looks And she says, how do we upset her so I don't?
I cannot tell you how to not upset an old woman.
Well, is she sensitive to anything, like maybe her, I don't know. And she looks to the other two and she says, I've dealt with old women of my tribe. We speak plainly, truthfully. They do not take to being upset by truths. Will this lady be upset by truths?
Oh, no. Madame Eva knows all truth. So you should get along fine with her. Now go. It is a great honor to meet with Madame Eva.
Lana nods, but she doesn't seem too assured. And she kind of looks a little more like she's become more childlike in a way as she walks through the door.
Hey, Jim, can you say something for me?
Sure. What's
Your mic is
something
being a...
for?
There you go. Your mic was being a little weird.
Why's that?
It sounded like you were far away for a while, and so stuff wasn't coming through, and I wasn't sure if you were actually trying to talk or not.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm good. I tend to keep it further away from my face because this is one of my allergy seasons when the season starts changing like this, so I'm constantly like coughing and making noise.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep it a little further away from me so it doesn't pick that up, hopefully.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure you were okay, because it
Yep,
just
I'm
sounded
good.
funny for a minute. Okay, so as you guys approach the tent and you enter, you hear this very soft but very familiar voice. Lana. Liliana. Samuel. You all have finally come. Come, sit at my table. And what you see is this very, very old woman, her eyes clouded. She wears a very beautiful violet shroud over her head. A gold necklace rests around her neck, and the shroud that goes around her neck covers her almost like a blanket as she sits behind this table. And on the table, there are cards. On each side, the left, the front, and the right are 2 cards. And in the middle are 5 cards in the shape of a cross. Come, sit. I know that this is what you are here for, to hear about your destiny here. And she actually tells each of you where to sit. She gestures to her left. Liliana, please, sit next to me. And Samuel, you sit on my other side. Lana, sit and face me, please.
Lana looks very nervous as she is being directed by Madame Eva, and she nods hesitantly and she jerkily moves to where Madame Eva tells her to sit.
Oh, little one, do not be frightened. It is okay. I do not bite. And I mean you no harm. No one here means you harm. The Vistani are only here to help. Now, we shall start here. And she gestures to you, Liliana. She starts in the middle. And the card back that you had only seen, she very delicately flips over. Ah, the Berserker. You see her close her eyes. What horror! Warriors of stone and wood have stolen from a good-hearted family. Take back what was stolen. Defeat the acolytes of the devil. And perhaps the family shall reward you dearly.
All right. I don't. Can't say that I like that card.
She then moves her hand to the first card that is directly in front of you. She nods. The soldier. I see. You have worked your entire life to rise within the ranks. A soldier in mind, body, and soul. The few friends that you made are all you have ever had. She then flips the other card over. Oh, the ghost. Oh, poor dear. You are chasing a ghost from your past. I see it thrashing, begging for escape from its cage. If you wish to find this ghost, seek out the witch in this swamp. But be careful. Do not partake in what she offers. She then
All right. Witch in the swamp. Good to know.
She then turns to you, Lana, and she flips her card over in the middle, the one that you had when you came here. The bishop. The bishop. Sickness. Madness. Creatures of beast and man follow the words of their god, while the cries of unwanted babes drown in the night. Born silent but forced by God's hand. There a treasure lies, sleeping like the babes at birth. She then flips the first card that is in front of you over. Yes, the shepherd. A chosen one from the start. A shepherd to those who have lost themselves to darkness. With your vicious giantess to guide you, you have always found a way to make it through any situation. She then flips the second card over. Oh my. I see a lady. 3. Murdered and their shrines desecrated. The land itself is injured, wailing, and it needs your help. Bring back their power. Bring back the ladies 3. Then, and only then, might you help your own huntress.
At that, Lana's eyes widen in shock.
She moves to you, Sam. Oh, Samuel. I see. The hooded one. I see a woman of standing who aims even higher than her station. She is wise, but a snake of a woman who will whisper her secrets if you offer her a better bargain. But beware her bite, for some secrets are better left untold. Find her in a town where all is not well. She takes the first card that's directly in front of you and flips it over. Oh, the Harbinger. I see. The poor little runt. You've had to work especially hard to prove your worth to your family when it took so long for your gifts to appear. With so much competition, it is hard to truly show your talents when it seems your siblings have done all that can be done. But your faith in your family and life has led you down a path of glory the likes of which none have seen. She takes the second card and flips it over. Oh my, the Executioner. Your youth has made you rapturous, overly confident, which will only lead you to darkness, to death. Don't believe me? Look for a man who is not what he appears, an illusion. See what his confidence has brought him. She takes the two new cards that are in the middle, and she flips the one closest to her. Oh my, the beast. I see a wild soul. She is a woman in mourning, and oh, what rage. Stoke her fire, and she will reveal all under the bright moonlight. Find her in a den of teeth far to the west. The very last card that's in the middle, she flips over. Oh, the Tempter. Your destiny demands you face the devil. When destiny calls and you must seek him again, your greatest adversary awaits you within a vault of temptation. Behind lost love will you find him sitting atop his hoard. And she sits back. She places her hands in her lap. Your destiny awaits.
Out of character,
Mm-hmm.
can I ask what the bishop one was again?
I'm gonna send you a document with the.
Oh, thank God, because I
Yeah.
wrote it down and I'm like, wait.
Yep, I am gonna
I
send
really
you
got so much.
a document with all of it. I'm actually gonna put it. I'll put it in the Strahd IC channel.
Okay.
So
Yay.
yes. So hold on.
Back in character. Lana is going to look around the table. Obviously, she's quite shaken up by her own cards. And she wonders how the other two are faring.
Samuel still has a smile on his face. He's practically rubbing his hands together. He looks eager to get to see this stuff. Like he's got almost, I want to say, a manic is the wrong word. That would mean too much energy. But yeah, I guess eager is the right word.
I would
Like
say
he's just got,
eager.
yeah, he's got like a fire in his eye. Like yeah, this is the fun stuff.
Liliana?
I'm just trying to think, write this stuff down.
How did your cards make you feel? Because she's got, Sarah's got the template stuff of the cards put
I
up,
see.
so you can do that later.
Okay. Can't say I really liked it. Sort of freaked me out.
Oh, these aren't meant to frighten you, dear.
They sure did that.
It's only to let you know of what you will be facing. I cannot give you all of the answers. You have to dig.
Lana is going to look up to Madame Ava, and she says, "Can you tell us, the devil? He mentioned the name the last we saw him. Do you know of this person?
Mm.
He called out the name Tatiana."
Oh. Tatiana, from the stories we know, was a long lost love. Maybe he misspoke. He was going after that girl that you brought with you, right?
I don't know if misspoke is something Strahd is capable of. He seemed very determined.
Anyone is capable of misspeaking, my dear.
This lost love, do we know how she became lost?
Why don't you ask him? These are not answers I can provide you.
Why would I ask the devil, if I'm trying to defeat the devil, anything about himself?
Why would you not get to know your enemy? It makes it easier to defeat them.
I would like to know the enemy through the eyes of the people that he has destroyed.
Then you will get many different accounts. Because he has hurt people in numerous different ways around this land. And each account will be different.
Lana just looks speechless at this point, and she hangs her head.
There is always asking him. It doesn't hurt to try.
I will think on it. Thank you.
I am sorry I could not be of more use. But I am getting tired. It is late. Go. Leave. You may have one of the tents outside. Sleep.
Lana,
Get some rest. And if you don't cause any trouble, maybe I will talk to one of the others about giving you a horse and cart.
Lana bows almost ceremoniously to her before she steps out of the tent.
Good
Yep,
night.
Samuel will stand up, bow his head, and thank you for your time. It was most enlightening.
Rest easy, little ones. Try not to think on the nightmares that come. And as you guys leave her tent, you see the rest of the Vistani are getting ready to be in their own tents. And Araja takes you to this tent here. If you guys are seeing my ping. And
I am not. Hold on. Do it again.
right here. It's right on the edge of the woods.
Oh, okay.
He takes you guys to the tent that you'll be staying in. At least it gives you cover from what likes to lurk around at night. But you are with us. So you should be a little safer tonight.
Speaking of things that lurk around in the night, how are the Vistani reacting to Boomer?
Oh, the Vistani have no problem with him. The horses are
Okay.
probably a little nervous, but I'm sure Rena and maybe one of the other Vistani women are instantly on that wolf and giving him all of the attention. And he is
Got it.
just eating it up.
Get all the good food.
Hell yeah, they'll be feeding him. He's happy.
Yeah, I don't think Boomer's gonna eat at the horses.
Well, no, because he's being fed. He's being treated like a king here. So,
As fit for Mr. Boomer himself.
so you guys are led to your tent. Rena eventually leads Boomer over to your tent, but Boomer is not going to fit in your tent, so Boomer has to sleep outside. But he doesn't seem to mind. He's most likely keeping watch to make sure nothing comes up on you. But you guys go to sleep and you rest for the night. If you need to, take a long rest. You guys get that? And
Cool, long rest. Oop.
level 4.
Yo!
You guys get a level.
Long rest. I don't want to reset. Thank you very much.
And that is where we will end it for tonight. Next week, we will start the following morning.
Accidentally
Nice.
reset my health points.
I can fix it. It's okay. So, that is the end for tonight. Yay!
Yay.
Woo-woo.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Why is my hit points at 13?
I do
Because
not
you
know.
reset it when you took a long rest.
Did it reset on you?
New things? Oh. Ooh.
You get ability score improvements.
Yes.
Or you can...
I love you, Jim. Yes!
It says ability score improvement, and then another option is feat.
Well, yeah, I use feats as rewards for stuff you guys do, so that's why you can
Okay,
take
so-
it's better to take your ability score improvement,
Oh,
because
okay.
when I see fit, I will give you feats.
Okay.
Ooh.